Welcome back. You are still watching Technovation on KU TV, and today we are highlighting the story of Workpay.
Okay, so I was talking about payroll management. You will be able to automate your end-to-end payroll management, from payroll running to approvals, generation of pay slips, addition of different aspects on your payroll, that is allowances, deductions, salary advance, savings, loans, every aspect that might be affecting payroll in your organization. And for the different employment types, we have 3 types of payroll. We have a weekly payroll, a bi-monthly payroll, and a monthly payroll. So you have employment types that affect or are in that order. You'll be able to have access to that. Our pay slips can either be auto-downloaded or auto-emailed to the employees, same thing as P9 forms. If an employee is leaving in between the year, you don't have to wait until the beginning of the next year for you to generate their P9 form. It's always ready at whatever time, as well as analytics. Payroll is linked to benefits. So if you have other benefits that affect your payroll, such as pension, life insurance, mortgage, from a pay relief perspective, you'll be able to add that as well. You mentioned that we have a mobile money wallet whereby you'll be able to process your payments, that is either expenses for the organization or even salaries. That is directly affected here on payments, whereby you're able to view the different balances that you have for your wallet, process your bulk payments, your statutory payments, and even have access to your account statement, because it works just like a bank account. On our expense management module, you're able to track different employee claims, and you'll also be able to have an approval workflow. So once an employee submits a claim for their transport or maybe their cab expense, it will come under requested, approved, and then you'll be able to pay it out directly from the system, from our mobile money wallet. On leave management, the automation is very direct. You'll be able to have requests from your employees and are submitted, of course, approve them. If you have more than one leave approval level, then you'll be able to apply the multi-level approval process available on Workpay and track the status of that particular request, and even aspects of who is actively on leave right now and who has attended their leave already. All right. Reports that are available, statutory reports being the most requested and most used. So you'll have all your statutory reports always ready per month or even on an annual basis for your reference, as well as all other reports on your payroll and aspects on leave, savings, withholding, all the leave types are the reports that you'd ever think about, including housing levy. It's already ready and up and running on the system. We have a security feature, which is the audit log. Very important to just show timestamp for each and everybody who accesses the system from an admin perspective and what actions they took on the system security purposes. Yeah. Time and attendance, very straightforward. Integration with biometrics or use of our mobile app for clock in, clock out with geolocation automated. And you'll have your attendance report, lateness, shift management and shift scheduling, as well as project management and access to off days and even rest days, as well as calculation of worked hours if you're paying someone based on the number of hours they've worked. Asset management, documents management, which is an online HR file, performance management as well, recruitment very available. And this is where we customize your entire account setup, including automation of your billing, since Workpay is software as a service, so you only pay for the number of users that you have on your system. All right. On the other side is that you'll be able to manage many companies under one single sign-in. So it's very easy for you to have your group and then you have your subsidiary companies, including management, even from a branch perspective. On the employee self-service portal, very easy to use. Employees only have access to their individual information, not unless you're an admin, and from an admin perspective, you have limits. So as an organization, you're sure about the security of your data and the people that you have trusted that data with. They'll be able to apply for their leave. They'll be able to request for expense reimbursements, access salary advance, loans, savings, overtime, their pay slips, their P9 forms, trainings, their KPIs, and even their online HR file. So it just brings together all the data for the company, for the employees, as well as just making the day-to-day running very easy and automated in this case.
To guarantee the user such a smooth experience, a lot goes on in the background. Product manager Brian Mburu leads a team that identifies the problem, then prescribes the solution and passes this on to a team of engineers who use the info to do the technical part.
We make sure as a product manager we have that one-on-one connection with majority, if not all, of our customers to find out what problem are they having and how we go about to solve it.
I lead a team of very talented engineers to be able to build the Workpay platform. I help them in setting their goals. I help them in ensuring that they're able to achieve their goals. I also play a very critical role in ensuring that our engineering efforts align with the business strategy so that we are able to build a product that the market actually wants.
How big is the team that brings Workpay to life?
So we are clocking to about 25 engineers, this including a bunch of for instance, we are running an internship program, so it includes a few interns that we brought on board to be able to help us. But our core team consists close to 20 people, and these are engineers cutting across building different parts of the product. So this cuts across building admin side of the product, being able to build mobile applications, engineers that help us in doing testing and analysis, engineers that help us in deploying our applications, sort of like putting them in servers so that our customers can be able to access these applications anywhere in the world. Building Workpay is sort of like building a high performance vehicle. So we have the engine, which is the core product, which is the core logic that helps us in inputting the logic for calculating payroll for the different markets in the continent. So think of it as the engine. We use a set of very powerful tools and also processes, but mostly like powerful tools to allow us to be able to build this product. So for instance, the engine, which is the core part, runs on a few technologies. So languages like PHP, languages like JavaScript, that allow us to be able to ingrain the logic of all that we want to be able to do. So logic of payroll. Then we, still in the context of a car usually has a trunk or the boot. So that's where we store our stuff. So we utilize a number of database technologies to be able to store users' information securely and be able to access it very easily. One of the databases that we use, one of the many databases that we use is called MySQL. It's a very powerful database that allows us to be able to store information and retrieve it whenever users want it. So something else that you would do within the context of a car is that you'd, for instance, do monitoring. Like you'd be able to do initial steps of checking whether your carburetor is okay, the engine is totally fine. So we use a set of tools to allow us to monitor the system. So sort of like monitor whenever there are problems, monitor performance, be able to tell when the database is very huge and sort of like clocking, be able to assign more resources. Also within the context of a car, what else would you do? Think of a high performance vehicle. I think if you've watched any of the F1 stuff, there's usually a point where the car gets to the crew, the pit crew, and then the pit crew are able to change things very quickly. So like one of the tools that we use that helps us do that is cloud deployment technologies. So we use technologies from companies like Google. They have a platform called Google Cloud Platform where we deploy our application. And this technologies just allow us to be able to handle things like traffic. So let's say it's at the end of the month and many of our customers are running payroll. Many of our customers want to pay the thousands of employees that they have. That means that we're going to get very high traffic. So utilizing technologies like a set number of tools within Google Cloud Platform or Amazon Web Services allows us to be able to keep up uptime, ensures that we are able to be reliable, ensures that any processes that someone runs on our system actually run to completion.
Data is like the new oil right now.
Yeah.
And it is important. I understand people will have to, their data is collected, is placed within your system, and somebody will just ask, in the age of cyber attacks and people steal the people's data, hacking and all those things.
Yeah.
Where is the guarantee, or what is the guarantee that the data is safe? How do you keep the system safe from outsiders?
So system security and data security is like it's a multifaceted. There are so many things that you need to be able to put in place to be able to ensure that people's data is secure. So there are a number of tools that you can be able to use. There's processes that you have to put in place. Basically, yeah, tools and processes allow you to be able to keep people's data secure. And like one of the things that we are able to do is, if we look at it from the point of our product itself, our product has something called role-based access, where you only show data to people who have access to being able to see specific data. So think of, for instance, a HR manager and a supervisor for a particular team. The HR manager has access to being able to view people's salaries, be able to view people's pension information, very intimate data about people, being able to know whether someone is married, being able to know the people that you have as your next of kin, very secretive data, if you call it that. Then, for instance, the supervisor would just be interested in knowing, like, you have applied for leave, when are you going to be available, right? So with role-based access, we are able to ensure that we limit access to data people who don't have. We also ensure that our databases are, we regularly change access to our databases. So things like passwords. We limit the people who have access, even internally, we limit the people who have access to customers' data. We back up quite a lot of our data. Every data point that we collect, we have very regular backups to be able to ensure us that we can be able to recover at any given point if anything ever happened. So in as much as there's a lot of people out, or we're in the age where we know that, as you said, data is the new oil and everybody's trying to get access to this data, we use some of these measures to be able to ensure that people don't have access to data that they don't need. We work with a bunch of experts within the cybersecurity space to allow us to be able to do external pen tests. So regular check-ins. These are people who, they're hackers, yes, but they're white hat hackers. So we tell them, break the system so that we can be able to find those points of vulnerabilities and be able to fix those points of vulnerabilities. That allows us to be able to ensure that our system is very secure so that you don't lose your data. You don't go on Facebook the next day and then you see someone has posted your payslip there. Yeah. So all of these measures come together, apart from just also sensitizing engineers and people within Workpay, just to be very secure about who they're giving, who has access to their devices while they're at work, just sensitizing people about security, and also at the same time sensitizing our customers about security.
So Workpay is safe.
Workpay is safe.
A product is always made for a user. We track down Lintons, one of the clients who have deployed Workpay's technology in their operations.
My name is Diana Muthoni. I work at Lintons in the HR department. Lintons is a multi-channel retail business that offers top-of-the-line skincare, makeup, luxury fragrances and day spa experiences. We have over 30 stores in Kenya and outside. What Workpay has done for us, it has helped us improve in our efficiency in becoming effective when it comes to different HR functions. So Workpay has helped us become efficient when it comes to leave management, time and attendance management, and our payroll processing. So Workpay has different modes of time and attendance management, and the one that we settled for, we are currently using, is the QR code. So what we normally do as system admins, and admins means the people that have rights in the system from the back end. So we normally generate QR codes for each of our branches. So the QR codes are able to capture the specific location for every branch of ours. So it will be a QR code around Sarit. So the environs Sarit as a location and the close by environs. So after we've generated the QR code, the QR code will be stationed in the specific branch, and employees are then set up in the system, given access, so they are just able to use their mobile phones to check in their attendance and check out, which helps us better manage their attendance and develop a culture of discipline when it comes to attendance management. Workpay has made it efficient and effective for us in that we are able to track employees' leave balances in the system. Employees also have a view of their leave balances. They're also able to apply for leave from wherever. So whether you're up country, whether you're at home, you're able to just on your phone apply for leave. A prompt is sent to your line manager, who again can action the same on their mobile phone, just an approval, and you're good to go. You can always take your leave because you'll see the communication in the system on your phone. We also use the system for payroll processing. The same has also been made very easy in that employees are able to receive their pay slips on phone. So at a click of a button, they're able to go through their pay breakdown and raise any queries that they may have.
That brings us to the end of this episode of Technovation. Join us for another exciting episode next week. That has been the story of Workpay, which is a solution to HR and payroll management. This particular episode was shot at Westpark Towers in Nairobi's Westlands. My name is Dennis Omondi. Until next time, thank you so much for watching.